Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 161 of the Terminus podcast for the month of June. That seems to be how these things are going.
Yeah.
But anyway, I am your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me I have my three engineers, Brett Weeble, Jacob Durbin, and Nick Christensen.
Hey.
Oh.
Hi.
With us, joining us as our brakeman once again is Kevon Bradford. Welcome back, Kevon.
Howdy.
Howdy, he says, from Texas. Thank you for fulfilling our stereotype quota for this episode. You're dismissed. No, I'm kidding. We have quite a bit to get to, of course, but before we get to all of that fun stuff, the train will terminate at this station.
Okay, is that foamy enough?
Yeah, sure, thanks. Good job.
Cool.
Alright. I need to make the document for this episode, which I forgot to do because it's been a month.
I think that probably blew out the mic and and probably some eardrums, so apologies for that, but
oh my god. Yeah, I picked this camera because I was like, is 611 running today? I don't know, but we might see 611. And,
where's
there
the
she
cab?
is, the Queen of Steam.
Supposedly.
It's the Paradise,
Base.
Pennsylvania cam on YouTube on Virtual Railfan. Alright, there.
I don't know
the
which nickname I hate more, the Queen of Steam or the Living Legend 844.
The Living Legend.
I think the
They're
Living
both
Legend
pretty
is-
bad.
They are pretty bad.
Okay.
Oh look, it's
You
got they got a private car.
Yeah, well, they have a really nice car. I don't know.
It is a business car.
Yeah. I found out tickets on the dining car on the Strasbourg Railroad are the same price as the open air car, but unfortunately it doesn't include the food. Anyway, Union Pacific was pretty bad. As we know, I mean, with the Living Legend shtick. But they were pretty bad. CSX comes first, though. This is one we missed.
What's this
A
idiot doing?
CSX derailment got an Amtrak train stuck for many hours. So that's great. This was back on May the 6th. So actually, I think before the last episode, but again, we didn't get to cover it. Then nothing really happened until the middle of May. Union Pacific had a hell of a mess. This was a derailment with a fire in Sibley, which I'm not sure what state that's in, but I'm sure I can find it in one of these
think that's
It's in a
documents.
solid state.
I think
Thanks.
It's Iowa.
Yeah, sorry,
Oh my
Sibley,
god,
Iowa.
here she
Thank
comes.
you. And not only did they crash a lot of train, it then set on fire. It had ammonium nitrate on board.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good.
So there's a video of drone footage of this, and one of the comments is, if you're close enough to fly a drone, you're too close. But don't worry, the I can't remember what organization concluded that. Don't worry, there was no environmental damage from this fireball of a train wreck.
Fine.
Yeah.
It has a bell that sounds like a pirate ship.
Okay.
Pirates of Promontory. They're riding again. Anyway, UP also had a
Soon,
similar wreck in Albert Lee, which I don't know where that is.
Minnesota.
That
I
is
think.
south of the Twin Cities.
Yeah, Minnesota.
28
For
cars
sure.
left the tracks. Again, a lot of tank cars in this, but no giant fireball, unfortunately. That was kind of it. Norfolk Southern had one on 5/22. This was a train and vehicle collision that actually took out some power lines as well. It was Sportsman Road. was very unsportsmanlike, though. CSX then had a minor accident with a truck that same day. BNSF 2 days later had their only accident of the period, which was a... Actually, it wasn't an accident, it was just a train that had lost power and was blocking a bunch of roads. So
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. It came up as a traffic alert.
Traffic alert.
And then
I'm
UP
over here.
just trashed a ton of double-stack cars in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico.
They dumped containers too, or just the well cars?
No, they were double-stacked.
Oh.
There are a lot
That's
of
an
containers on the ground. And there's
That's
like an entire...
expensive fender bender.
Yeah. I like what they brought out for this wreck. They brought out a bunch of trucks with flatbed trailers and a crane that can lift containers. It's like, well, we gotta get these out of here. Might as well just continue shipping them.
Man,
2-day shipping.
Yeah. Union Pacific, we get it halfway there.
meanwhile, in the Amtrak or the UP corporate offices, sir, Mr. Bezos is on the line. Uh-oh.
Yeah, those trucks were owned by BNSF. No, there was also a train derailment in El Paso Sunday afternoon. This was empty auto racks, so messy but not terrible. And every time I see an auto rack derailment, I think back to that one video of the train trying to get under the bridge that was too low and ripping the tops off of the auto racks.
Oh,
And,
God.
like, the tops of the cars underneath them.
Yeah. Rough.
For a moment.
Another expensive fender bender.
Yeah. Man. Hey, who would have thought that trade wrecks are expensive?
Right.
But thankfully, we don't have any train wrecks in here, right? Everything everyone's working on has been up and running just fine. I actually have finally settled Apollo,
Somewhat.
the people and the places and the
Woo!
how the lodging and stuff like that. Unfortunately, some people here will not be making it. But some people here will be making it, and that's nice.
Sad face.
Yeah, I know. Gonna miss you.
Only my
Coming
transmission didn't
October.
go out.
I wish I could have made it.
Yeah.
But actually, Jader, you seemed a little there. So what's up with your turntable?
I'm trying to remember the last time I was on, like, what point in the construction that was at.
I think it was binding on the ring rail.
Yeah, it was.
We were doing some kludgy engineering solutions to try and give you advice.
Kind of, yeah.
Biscuit.
But I figured out what was causing the binding. So
Okay.
basically, how it's set up is on the Atlas part, there's a tube that sticks up, and then on the bridge, there's a larger diameter tube that fits over a smaller diameter tube, and it rotates on that. What was happening is that I used too small of a diameter of tube on the Atlas part, so it fit, but there was still some slop. So if it caught on a little something, it would bind up, it'd get out of a line, it would just mess everything up.
I see.
So I found a tube that was the next size up. It's a snug fit, and now I really can't rip the bridge out because the wires are in. But it works. It mostly lines up with the tracks. Like how it works is you're rotating it and it'll stop automatically at each track. But
okay, it's one of those.
yeah, but because my bridge isn't exactly there's a slight curve at one end, you can barely even see it, but it doesn't exactly line up with each track.
Mm-hmm.
It'll line up.
It's like
but
a
it
real
won't-
turntable.
Yeah, it'll line up, but it won't lock. But once you cut the power, it won't move, so it's fine.
Okay.
So it spins now, and I got a new ring rail, and I put a piece of micro engineering rail that actually holds the curve. The Atlas rail just doesn't, no matter what you do.
Okay. And you seem to have a lot to wire. You mentioned that the wiring was in. Are these photos that are before photos?
Yeah,
I
it's
see
kind
the
of-
after photo.
It's kind of out of order. The last photo is from, I think, last week when I put the tracks in.
Oh, okay.
Then the first two are from last night. Actually, no, the first three are from last night. I got all the stall tracks wired up, and they work, but now the bridge doesn't work. If I try to move something on or off the bridge to one of the stall tracks, it shorts out the system. So what I'm thinking is that I just need to flip the wires on the bridge.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll fix it, because I really don't want to unsolder all the stall tracks.
Well,
Fun.
Are the stall tracks soldered to like a bus, where you could just invert the bus?
Kind of. Basically there's like a common wire that goes from the approach track to every single track. And then there's another wire that comes off of each track and goes to switches I have on the fascia that turn on the power to each track.
I see.
Yeah. So I'm thinking just swapping the wires on the bridge will fix it. And if that doesn't work, then I'll try swapping the wires on just one of the tracks. If that doesn't work, then I have absolutely no idea.
Well, good luck. I feel like a turntable is like the thing I'm most afraid of ever needing to wire behind
It's
like a reverse loop.
Reverse loops actually aren't too bad.
I've heard that, but they always scare me.
Reverse loops, at least there's a little chip that you can do and it just automatically does it.
Yeah,
Ys are not fun either.
Yeah. But yeah, reverse loops are fine. They're not too bad. This
Fair enough.
sucks though.
This sucks. Well, I hope it'll be done eventually. Do you like that turntable? Like, I remember seeing the mechanism at a train show and going, well, this is cool, but man, I don't I don't love it.
I mean, looking back, I kind of wish I just ballsed up and got like a thirst turntable or an actual kit or something that's like it works.
Not just attach the motor to a DCC decoder and call it a day.
You can DCC. I mean, you can DCC these, and I've thought about it.
Honestly, the best turntable I've ever seen that worked with the fewest faults and was just the easiest all around to use was one that a guy had actually made out of Legos, and the mechanism out of Lego gears, and it was manually operated.
Okay.
Ooh.
There was a little knob in the fascia, and so you just pulled the engine onto the table, cut the power, used the little knob on the fascia to turn it wherever you needed it, just aligned the tracks by eye, clicked the power back on either in the polarity that you were before or reverse polarity, and run off. It was deceptively simple, and it just worked really, really well.
That seems awesome.
Yeah.
That seems great.
It's so freaking simple. It's like, it literally is just a 3-pole toggle switch and a couple of gears out of a Lego set so that you get like a bevel gear so that it actually rotates correctly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fuck. I guess that is kind of a simple way to do it.
Turntables are way too easy to overcomplicate.
Yep.
Absolutely.
If I wasn't at this point, like if I was still making a decision, I'd probably do something like that or just buy one. But I don't want to rip it out, at least right now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, Legos. It's always Legos.
Yeah.
But
is that on like
always
YouTube
Legos.
or something, Roy?
What's what?
Did you find that on YouTube, or where'd you see it?
No, that was on a fella that we operated on his layout once as a club. We went over there for an op session. It
okay.
literally was just a manual turntable, though. Like, it wasn't a kit or anything. It was just a piece of track that he had rigged up to pivot on a point. And had, run it off of bevel gears, and then the wiring was just easy after that. Although I don't know how you'd get it to go all the way... Like, I don't know how you wire that. Because the bridge was powered, but, like, how do you keep the wires from getting tangled? I don't know how he had that set up.
I think, at least how I do it, is I have the wires in line with the, the center tube that it rotates on.
Yeah, but they'll still twist.
No. If they're kept short,
No.
At least how I do it. At least if they're kept short.
They have to be allowed to pivot somewhere,
Yeah.
because otherwise they will twist.
Or maybe they do. Well, hang on. Let me rephrase that. So there's the Atlas turntable on the bottom, and the wires are soldered to that, and then they just run next to the tube that the whole bridge pivots on.
You need like concentric rings that are the different polarities that you can pick up from, but then you're getting very complicated again. So,
well, that's the thing. That's why I wanted to use the Atlas turntable, because that hard part's already done. This is essentially just building on top of it.
I wonder if you could have the turntable deck be completely dead, and then just have like a flip down jumper from each of the lead tracks, so the table just automatically picks up whatever polarity and power you have it aligned to.
I was thinking the exact same thing, but I did not know how you would accomplish that. Yeah.
You would need like a little brass, like something that slides out or something that folds down onto the table to make contact, and then just either way, we could talk about this all day. I'm
We're
sure.
going to be building model railroads. Let's talk about some real size railroads. I have 2 builds that I want to hear about, and one of them, of course, I brought to the table myself, and the other one is a Kraus Phi. So, Milky, what's going on with the Kraus?
The Kraus is press aluminium engine we build, which is fantastic. They're rebuilding, they rebuilt most of the original Maybach MD 8070 Crash 1. That's an interesting destination for the 567. But anyway, they're gonna now work on tightening the motor mounts and then reconnecting everything. Other than that, it's all ready to go.
Todd, I want to see this thing drive.
Which I think it'd be the first time since 1964.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it does. Especially from what it came from back in 2010 when there was just a cell of this
I feel like...
thing.
Sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
I feel like this is one of the rebuilds we've been following for the longest time, and it makes me so happy to see progress on it.
1309.
I mean, but 1309 hasn't been going on the entire existence of this show.
Yeah, no, that's true. 1309 is actually taken less time.
The Kraus has gone on this entire show.
They're doing it, but not by much.
But they're doing it good.
They're doing it good.
Done do goo.
5550 is also doing it good, and this is what I wanted to mention about the other project, because this is so exciting. They have a firebox now. Just look at this thing.
I know it's a cool moment.
I know it's not a frame, but damn, it's one big piece.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Bonker.
Yeah, except not significant.
I have seen sheds smaller than this firebox.
Yeah.
I've seen apartments smaller than this firebox.
Yeah. Same.
Oh my god. I like at the very end they show the original T1 boiler and firebox on a flat car. Like, it can look like this again. It's like, I want it to look like more than that, but that's a good place to start.
We're the T1 Boiler Trust. Our goal is to build a boiler for a T1 that may be completed at some point in the hypothetical future.
Right.
Oh, goodness.
They've started on the boiler, right?
Oh, yeah. No, the boiler is mostly done. They need tubes. They have one of the tube sheets. They have the firebox now, so they'll be able to put it together with the boiler in relatively shortly. They have 4 wheels, 4 drivers anyway, 4 out of 8.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've got all the other fixings that they have. They have the cab and the tender mostly, and the prow and everything. It's like, more big pieces.
More big piece? Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Very
They're gonna,
satisfying to come across big piece.
They're gonna have to resurrect an old Penzi crew to match as well.
Yeah. Well, there's this guy by the name of Mike
Awoken, my
Cross.
master. What is my duty? You're to take the 5 o'clock special from DC up to Baltimore.
I guess it would be up. Yeah.
up to Baltimore. I don't know the Penzie.
We're shipping up
Get
to
on choo-choo,
Baltimore.
take it east. Whoa.
It's actually north, according to SP.
So yeah, it would be up to.
Yeah.
According to SP.
It's-
Actually-
When San Francisco is the center of your world.
every railroad had different
Yeah.
east and west and north/south. Usually they only had one of the two.
Oh, I forgot about
Like the Rio
Yeah.
Grande, everything was either eastbound or westbound.
I completely forgot to put that on here.
When your railroad is shaped like a T, but everything's going either east or west. Hmm. I mean, or you just
Curious.
act like, or you just run like a commuter railroad and everything's either inbound or outbound towards your center
Yeah.
point.
Fair.
Could do that.
Yeah.
People agree that milk is A tier, by the way.
Yeah. I actually noticed this little foible on a MBTA schedule, and it's like, here's the inbound trains, and it includes the trains that just run from Wickford Junction to Providence, and it's like, those aren't inbound. They don't go to Boston.
Wickford.
They're just going north. They're not. I wasn't like legitimately frustrated, but I just like stood there, and it's like, I guess they're just using this as a catch-all term for towards Boston.
Yeah.
But that's. I mean, I can't even think about what I did in the past month. I did happen to hear a train crossing Elmwood Avenue, and I was like, "Oh, gotta
Wow.
get down there!" And I missed it. It's the crossing that they reopened for Safety Clean.
Yes.
And I've always wanted to catch a train on it, but I'm never down there during the day on a weekday because work. But I happened to
Fucking
be
adult
down there
life,
just
come
running
on.
an errand on my lunch break, and I was walking out of an Ocean State job lot, and I hear horns, and I'm like, we gotta go. I was with Gianna. I was like, we gotta go. Get in the car. I want to see this.
Sometime.
Yeah. I was kicking myself for deliberating too long on which folding chair to buy, because otherwise I would have seen it.
Oof.
But
Okay, it's always going to be there. Just like the way I'm
Train or the folding chair?
The train.
well,
The fold. Well, it depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
If you're
Okay,
in
okay.
Portland on the Wamix or trolley, we won't be there because our trestles need repaired.
oh no.
Yeah. Or
That's
one of them
unfortunate.
does.
Why does it say reopening July 3rd after they fix the trestle?
No.
Oh.
We're operating part way
Oh, okay.
up to the trestle that needs work.
What happened
wait.
to it?
Deterioration, the Southern Pacific Railroad Company.
What you're saying is it was bought by AT&T.
Yeah.
Mm,
Or wait, T-Mobile. Wasn't it? Was it T-Mobile?
Yeah. T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
And
I was,
and our place that you won't see trains is the museum.
oh, sad.
Because
Another
we
place
need-
you won't see trains. This
Actually-
podcast had taken a depressing turn.
Actually, you will, just not moving.
It was at this point that the railroad fell on hard times.
Yeah. We had to get a Galvin Goose out to run the Daily Mail. It was crazy.
Yeah.
They re-gauged a Galloping Goose just for you guys.
But we're just doing track work. But we do hope it to open mid to late summer.
Well, good luck and Godspeed.
So we won't be out too long.
What about the other fellow museums in this little group of ours?
Little fellow museums. I thought we were done talking about toy trains. No, the museum's been doing good. We've got, I think we talked about the triple steam up on the last podcast. If not, go look up videos of the Colorado Road Museum triple steam up. It was really, really fun. We had 3 engines that worked. Now we have 0 steam engines that worked. All 3 of them are down in some form of rebuild. 91 has parts in Durango. 20 is completely ripped apart for the FRA annual and 346. We pulled the check valves apart to check on a problem that she had been developing during the triple steam up. And it turns out that they're cracked and probably need new ones, so great.
Ooh.
Yeah. Not terribly complicated parts, but parts that are annoying to have to make because they're castings and they have to be pretty good castings because they're pressure. So, really nothing new besides that at the museum. We moved our GP30 out to the parking lot because it got evicted from its hiding place. Now
we're trying to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah, now we're trying to figure out how to not make it look like the museum is a junkyard crossed with a ghetto.
Don't put it on blocks. That won't give a good impression.
I mean, it's got one of the traction motors taken out of it, and it's on an idler axle, which is basically the railroad equivalent of being on blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a shop truck. Oh.
No, it's on its truck, but they pulled the driving axle and one of the traction motors connected to it out. So, like, the rear axle is just an axle, like off of a boxcar or something.
Oh, okay.
You're reminding me that when I was driving to Chicago, we passed a truckload of just railroad wheels, and then later a truckload of wheels on axles. And I was like, if we keep this up, eventually we're going to pass a truckload of train. It just keeps, I am astonished though, and I hope don't take offense to this, but I'm astonished by the fact that you guys had all three engines running at once, because it's hard enough for me to have both of my Volvos running at once, so for you guys to do it with three of your old beaters.
It was something else. My favorite thing from the day was, let me see if I can find it. Jeff got a text from Randy, who is the chief mechanical officer of the Durango and Silverton, at the end of the day, and said, "Congratulations, you had more hot steam engines than the DNS&G today. You may have had more of our staff up there too, smiley face."
I was wondering where you got the people.
We called in a lot of backup.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
But that was fun. Look at videos. If I can't remember if we talked about that on the last one. If not, certainly look at videos. It's cool to see.
I think we mentioned it was going to happen, but I was really enthused by the videos. But Jader, how is the Hocking Valley?
It's going good. We're up and running for the summer. I wasn't down for the preseason trains, but from what I understand, they went really, really well. I was down there last weekend, and things also went really, really well.
Future Ellis speaking, we had to cut out a section of the podcast for confidentiality reasons.
Besides that, Miss Lincoln, how was the play?
Yeah. Actually, there was one more railroad museum I was interested in checking in on, because Kavan has been suspiciously quiet.
Yes. Well, I haven't been to the Railroad Museum since like 2019.
Oh wow!
Like since COVID started, and then the only news out of Grapevine is, I guess, 2248 still being worked on, quote unquote.
All right.
You've got Charlie Cross down there now, so you've got somebody that knows what they're doing.
How many times have we had people that quote unquote know what they're doing?
Charlie, I don't know what the politics like there, or what fresh hell he's having to encounter, but Charlie is both formerly of the UP STEAM program and the Durango and Silverton, so
that's a pretty good match.
He is someone who actually knows what he's doing.
Okay, that's good.
Those are some high-class places to be thrown out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but anyway, I know we're almost at time for this segment, but Jader posted some cool pictures, so I didn't want to leave those hanging.
Yeah, this is what I did instead of the preseason train. So, let's see. So for those of you that don't know, this is part of the Ohio Rail Experience, which is basically part of the Cincinnati Scenic Railway and L&M. They're kind of the same thing, kind of the same company. But these are basically mainline excursions that they run like in the late spring. So I think 3 weekends in May they do these, and in the fall as well. Mm-hmm. This is the first time they've had these run-ins since COVID. They didn't do any last year. But I've been meaning to get on one of these for a long time. And my friend invited me, or he and his family were going, and they said, "Hey, we'll buy your ticket in advance. Just pay us back whenever you can." And I'm just like, as much as I want to go work the preseason trains, steam, and go help out what I actually volunteer at, fuck it. You know, I mean, you don't get to ride a mainline excursion too often, especially here.
And nowadays, in general.
Ever.
I mean, except,
Yeah.
I mean, other than riding on like a class 1, this is the next best thing. Or, yeah, and it's better than Amtrak because you can hang out in the vestibule all day.
Amtrak.
Is it better than Amtrak though? We'll talk about that later. There's the intrigue.
It's way better than Amtrak. It's Wendy's.
That's called foreshadowing.
Damn it! Now I'm hungry.
But we rode the Lima Limited, which ran from Springfield to Lima. We stayed there for, I think, 3 hours. Checked out the Allen County Museum. Very well put together museum. I want to go back. And then rolled back into Lima. This is all in the I&O, former Detroit, Toledo, and Ironton. And I just got to say, they're ORE and Cincinnati Scenic. They are a class act. They got their, they know what they're doing. All the staff that we talked with throughout the day, they're great. They know what they're doing. They represent the railroad well. There were a lot of rail fans.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't even know where. Oh yeah, and I cheated on 5833 a little bit with 5704.
Shame.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty.
Shame.
That's pretty great.
Shame.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to when I can do another one of these.
Yeah, that looks really cool. All right. Well, there.
If you guys are in town when they do one, we gotta go. It's a long day, but it's a fun day.
Hey, I mean, I hadn't heard about them until this, and that sounds really cool. I mean, part of me would want to ride instead of railfan, but
I think it's worth it to ride.
Come on, ride the train to ride it.
Woo, woo. Anyway,
Is
come
it
on,
time?
do you have anything you want to throw in? Because you've been again very quiet.
I guess all I've been doing lately is chasing the KCS.
You
back
gotta
and
do
forth
it.
on the Shreveport stuff.
That's called foreshadowing too.
Yeah. Concern. Well, hopefully we'll all get to do it next year if it still exists.
Mm.
I mean, the tracks will. Well, I don't know.
Well,
Well,
Well.
don't say it. Don't say it. Anyway, it's time.
that
That didn't come out too great, but oh well. Maybe you
one I
broke the
tried to make a little
microphone
bit
earlier.
less ear rapey.
Oh, okay. Well, after we started the show with the full ear rape, now you want to tone it down?
Well, yeah, I could do. Oh my God, it's how's that?
I hope there's someone out there doing that.
Double down.
Double. Anyway, all right. Let's take a look, see at what we've got playing the game today. In the one corner, we have the Fort Worth and Dallas E4A1. E-4-A-1. Seriously?
Fort Worth and Dallas.
Bruh.
Is it Fort Worth?
Hey.
Oh, what is it?
No, Fort Worth and Denver.
Denver. Okay.
Denver.
You wouldn't
Flood.
get that far on the Fort Worth and Dallas.
No, and I
What
said that
happens
out. I said that out loud and went, "Nah, that's probably not right, is it?"
What happens when there's a QT rainstorm? A flood happens.
God damn it!
What?
All right, there's the Texas and Pacific locomotive, and in the other corner we have the C&O K2, which has this shown up before? I feel like we've had this in something before. Maybe in a
Yeah.
Royale though.
Maybe I think we might have had. Maybe I feel like we've had one of the Pacifics on here, and they look pretty much the same.
We definitely have had one of the C&O Pacifics before, and I don't remember it boding particularly well for you.
Yeah, because I picked one of the old. I picked one of the old early ones, not the late. With the hat and the air pumps on the front, Chad ones.
Okay.
Yeah, motive.
They all have the little facial, greebles. I don't want to call them tumors, so I'll call them greebles.
It's not a tumor.
But at any rate,
You just can't handle the style.
those are I don't know about that. Those are our two competitors today. At least they both. All right, I'm already noticing a couple of things on them, but
Yeah.
as much as the CNO looks like a chunk, but with the reputation the CNO has had on this show before, I think I want to give it the first point. What do you guys think?
Oh, junk.
I don't know. I'm in favor of the Q.
The Q. Oh, because this is also the CB&Q
Yep.
engine.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I ripped it up in the base.
In the interest of not causing a tie that needs to be broken, let's do the CNO engine first.
Okay. Well, I mean, you were going to break that tie. Anyway, you...
Unless I just stayed quiet, which is what I would probably do otherwise.
Well, it's either that or you shout out a statistic. All right, Jader, go ahead.
Okay.
I feel like we're building up to that.
How many were... Wait, yeah, how many were built?
Ooh,
10.
10.
50.
Okay,
Okay
A
then.
lot.
so they must have liked these. Go on.
So I'll probably lose that. I don't want to do that yet. Yeah, I mean, this counts. Fuck it. Easy points. What's your local base ID?
Okay.
1341.
Oof. 481.
481. Okay.
Damn.
I feel like it's almost still a little ballsy to call that when you're in the hundreds. It's not exactly getting it on lock, especially against a Mikado.
Hey, fuck it. I'll take
But-
the easy points.
All right, take the easy points. What's next?
No. Yeah. Well, first off, are you oil or coal?
Oil fired.
Okay, let's just do water capacity then.
8200.
16,000 gallons.
16,000 gallons. That's a lot of tender you've got there.
Vandy
Or really,
Gopher.
it's just not a lot of tender that he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
They
So
weren't
small.
known for their water capacity.
That's
I'll
not
say
much
that.
more water than 91 has.
Yeah.
didn't this
Well,
go
they're
through
both
the desert?
Mikados. It's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Anyway, Jader, carry on.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Nice.
You raise that again, we'll put it to a vote.
Let's do tractive effort.
Tractive
Active
effort. All right.
effort.
Getting into the
Oh.
nitty gritty.
Okay, that's a good one.
58,092.
63,467.
All right.
Now I do have
Oh,
a
then-
question. How do I include a booster? Is that style points?
That
Yes.
is, yeah, that's style points unless you both have it.
Do you have a booster?
I do not have a booster. I don't believe so.
Okay.
No, you did not.
I thought he was about to say I don't believe in boosters.
I don't believe in
don't believe
boosters. Not even like the, we don't use them out here way. It's like, no, I don't think they're real. Boosters are a myth. How dare
They're
you
a
suggest such a thing?
conspiracy.
Boosters are a conspiracy.
They only help parallel bars.
Boost.
They only help when you've got parallel bars.
Let's see.
Oh god.
Let's not do those yet.
He's thinking.
What's your driver diameter?
Ooh.
Driver diameter. 64.
Shit. 63.
Ooh, all right.
yeah.
Kevon
Dude.
scores a point. All right,
I'm
it is
cool.
now 4-1, but Kevon has the ball.
Go
So where
Kevin.
are you gonna
Okay.
go with
Cool.
this?
Time to die.
Tendered loaded weight.
Oh,
Oof.
Oh.
wait.
Although he burns oil.
Yeah.
Oil's a
Yeah.
lot more dense.
Where am I? 219,100 pounds.
174,000.
Well,
But not
it
that
wasn't,
much more.
Small,
it wasn't dense
small boy.
enough.
Okay,
Small boy.
engine weight.
Where am I? 358,000 even.
270,000 or 73,125. Total engine and tender weight.
577,100.
447,125.
Yeah, there it is.
Minimum weight of rail.
Yeah.
44.
112.
89.
Yeah.
89.
Okay.
89.
Axle loading.
Oh,
Oh wait,
I
actually,
have that?
I do not have that.
Oop.
Sorry.
He's getting ahead of
Overall
himself.
wheelbase.
I do have that though, but
well,
that doesn't matter
you
since
both
you
need
don't.
it.
Overall wheelbase.
88.29.
65.97.
Holy God.
Wow.
Okay.
It's a lot smaller.
Engine wheelbase.
49.33.
33.79.
Jesus Christ.
Ratio of driving wheelbase to overall engine wheelbase.
0.34.
0.5.
Wow. That's really good.
Perfectly
I'm
balanced.
actually
This whole thing should
surprised.
be.
That is really good for a Mikado.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, where do I go from here?
It's 4 to 8.
But did we already do driver? We did driver wheelbase.
Did you?
I don't think you did.
I don't
Oh.
think so.
I don't
I'm
think
in
we did.
danger.
Okay, driver wheelbase.
Well, 16.75.
Oh, what? 16.75.
Identical?
Yes.
Impossible.
Wow.
Well, I mean, the drivers are almost the same size.
Well then.
Wow.
All right, Jader. Now you need to
Okay.
figure out where you can get some points back. It's 8 to 4.
When were you built?
Ooh.
1915.
Old boy, 1924.
As if you're a spring chicken by comparison.
Foxy Grandpa over here.
Hey, Grandpa.
No, he's great grandpa. I'm just grandpa.
Well,
Grandpa.
what else do you got?
What valve gear do you have?
Wall shirts.
Baker.
Baker.
Wait,
The Baker point.
Baker. Yeah, I was gonna say Baker
Yes.
wins that, right?
Yes.
Baker bitter.
Based Baker.
Baker.
Let's see. Can't do axle loading. All of that. What's your boiler pressure?
Ooh.
200 psi.
Shit, 200.
Oh. I
Okay,
thought he might have had that one.
I am scared.
Tread lightly. Although you've already used all those points.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Builder.
Alco Richmond.
Baldwin.
There's two
Oh.
Baldwin. Yes.
It sure looks like one.
Factor of adhesion.
Wait. 4.22.
Damn
Not
it.
great,
3.67.
but not
Ooh.
that
That's
bad.
not great.
You beat me by what is that? Yeah. Oof.
Alright. It's 9 to 7. Jader, you down by 2. What do you think you can do?
What are your cylinder dimensions?
Ooh, that's a good call.
27 by 30.
28 by 30.
Oof.
Slightly thicker.
Alright, let's see. I think all that's left are really. Yeah, okay.
Go for it.
What's your firebox area?
Firebox area. 200. Oh, no. Yes, 200 square feet.
287 square feet.
Oh,
Okay,
here we go.
you're tied up 9 to 9.
Goodbye. Alright, grade area.
54.2.
76.8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Well, not yet. Superheating surface.
834.
4160.
41.
But you do have a superheater. Or not superheater, a Let's Go Feed water heater.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Is that a
Wait,
style point?
Wait, hold on. Go back. Say that again. What was that? Superheating surface?
Oh, wait. I read that wrong. Hold on.
You don't have.
Evaporating heating surface?
Yeah, I read that wrong.
Which Jader, which stat were you trying to do?
Let's do evaporative heating.
Okay.
3,700.
Okay, that's 4160 for me then.
Yeah, that's what I was confused about for a second.
Yeah.
Some didn't seem right.
4,000 square feet of superheater.
All of it.
There's no room for regular heater.
It's all super.
It's all superheater?
Let's do
All superheaters.
let's do superheating surface then.
834.
Okay, that's 1173.
Oops, all square footage.
Combined heating
Grenade
surface.
launchers.
4,537.
5,333.
Woof.
Then
Okay, it's 13 to 9. We're past the threshold.
let's do evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
186.27.
194.57.
That's good.
Fuck it, let's just write out this whole
Okay.
section here. How many tubes do you have?
Oh.
Or do you have that?
I have that. 200.
Well, no.
220.
What is specifically the tube stat? Because the whole thing matters.
Oh, yeah, I guess the whole thing.
Okay, 200, 2.25 inches over 57? Or, oh no, what is that?
That would be it in millimeters. So just the stuff before the slash. So you said 200, 2.25 inches?
Yes.
Okay, Jader?
Are you superheated?
He was.
Mine's 222 and then 2.25 inches.
Okay, so Jader, same size,
Slightly.
more tubes.
Did we just decide that they don't have a flue stat? They just do tubes?
No, I
mean-
have a flue. I have a flue stack.
Oh, is it
Do you?
separate? Okay.
They
Yeah,
are
it's
separate stats.
We've not done this one much.
No. It comes up in Royales every once in a while when somebody gets really ballsy or desperate.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, what's your flue stat?
34, 5.5 inches.
55.5 inches.
all of the superheat.
It's a super duper heater.
A super duper heat, though.
And what's your
Super
flue
heat.
divided by tube length?
Flue divided by tube length.
That's flue and tube length. It's not a division. That one
Oh.
is
They're the same.
21.
Feet.
19. Wait, what wins
longer's
there?
better.
Wait,
Not always.
Well,
that's how you use it, and apparently I'm not...
Yeah.
Longer, yeah, I guess on the individual stat, longer is better. The reason Jader's are so much shorter is his boiler probably has a combustion chamber.
Oh, okay.
combustion chamber.
Okay, so I guess the ball goes to me, even
Yeah,
though
no, it's
I
10
don't
to
have
16.
You
Good
guys,
luck.
come on.
Okay,
Just remember the stacks that you've done good in, and you did
Yeah.
good.
yeah, I've done all of those. That's the problem.
Have you?
I am...
I don't want to tribe from the fireman's seat, but
I guess driver diameter?
We already
already
did that
did
one.
that.
Already
did
did
that
that,
one.
okay.
I think we haven't done the very
Loca base
last
ID.
We
No,
did.
we did do that one.
That was 0.2.
I did that,
Yeah.
did that.
Didn't
did
do.
you do just straight up engine weight?
Yes, I did
Okay.
tender, engine, and then both.
Yep.
Did you do Robert Lemessina's power computation?
I am losing that very badly.
Well,
At least he's
Just asking.
being honest.
Let's see. Did I?
Well,
I mean,
you
I
could-
could just go to stat points.
No, we
Yeah.
can't. We're 4. Or no, we can't.
No,
sorry.
no, we're well.
We're
over the
26.
threshold.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
There's nothing, so I might as well just go to.
I go to Judge's Choice / style points because
Yeah, go to style points.
I'm actually going to ask Power MT because I'm curious about that.
541.36.
Okay.
522.03.
Okay. Kevin actually wins that by a little bit.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Bruh.
That's the weird one.
It is a weird one. It likes to flip the script.
It does.
Do you guys have anyone that you want to do? Because, I mean, there aren't too many options.
Yeah, no, I'm good to just move on to style points for this
yeah,
one.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
It only really annoys me when people miss really obvious ones, like builder or factor of adhesion or something.
No, at least everyone got to play all the points in their box today. Let's talk about style points.
I have a hat.
How many of you are still around?
Okay, well, each of you get 1 point.
Negative
Gator
point.
has a hat, and Kevon
I
has survivors.
Yeah. 0.
So,
Doesn't one of your survivors operate, Kevon?
No. So
No. What's
Whoa,
the Grand Canyon's
but
engine?
not. It's the
Oh, wait.
CBQ board that I suggested kept on doing instead.
We decided they're different. Okay.
They're similar, but there are subtle differences. I did for reference pull up the CB&Q one to see if there was any differences while Kevon was going on, and there was some.
Okay.
well,
So
the
maybe
CB.
not then.
Oh, I guess the CBQ isn't right. Well, I only did this because TNP bought this locomotive and ran
Yeah.
it during diesel era, which I was
Oh.
using as a style point.
so did it have an excursion career? Is what you're saying?
No, so
No.
it's flooded a lot. So
Oh,
the traction
okay.
motors on the Jeeps would just die. So they bought this locomotive from Fort Worth and Denver, and then ran it in the
Just
diesel
for-
era until the 60s.
Wow.
It was
How
floods.
late into the 60s did they run it?
Let me find the article momentarily.
Well, that's definitely a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're retired much later.
Retirement date. Yeah.
Which also, I don't know if it's a separate point, but
So
it's worth noting
1963.
that is a much longer service life overall.
I wasn't gonna mention that, but it's definitely a point.
Yeah.
An older engine that lasted longer.
hmm
Did this have?
I don't know that-
I'm seeing the little pipe that goes up in front of the stack on 400. Did this have one of those little lights that point? Oh wait, no, that'd be on the wrong side. Never mind. Forget what I was saying.
So that might be the thing that's up on the smoke box, like before you get to the headlight for the edge. There's like a bracket that looks to hold up the pipe that I have to imagine is the pump exhaust.
I would think that too, but man, it's really small for that.
For the pump exhaust, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can I get
It
Go ahead. Sorry.
you're trying to pump exhaust through a straw. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
What I was gonna say is a high-mounted headlight because Jader has low boy.
Eh.
We have
Isn't it
given
really just a
points
matter
for that
of opinion?
before.
Jader has pinstriping.
I do have
Kevon
pinstripe.
does not appear to.
That's
Um,
fair.
Well, can we remedy that?
Jader's
by-
got white walls and
Jader
Wait a
also
minute.
has a
Wait.
Vanderbilt.
Wait. I have a question.
Yes.
What is that? A handrail on your tender, Kevon, or is that a train phone antenna?
I'm pretty sure that's a handrail.
that's a handrail.
Yeah.
Okay.
it is.
Darn.
5629 has one too. That was a Q thing.
Yeah. The Q did that.
The Q.
The cute. They were
I
cute
don't know.
keys. Ha ha ha. Jader has way better sand capacity. Just wanna throw
Yeah,
that out
Jader's got a lot of
Yeah.
sand. I don't know what style of truck they are, but Jader's tender trucks are really cool.
Yeah.
Both have re-railing frogs. Both have toolboxes. They both have power reverse.
That's actually the first thing I noticed. For some reason,
Yeah.
my eye went right to that on both of them.
The power reverse.
Yeah,
Wait, actually,
they both have polling pockets.
Yeah.
there's 2 of these around.
401
that isn't
is
more
not
points.
technically one.
Well, no, there's the 401.
Which is the CB&Q.
So the 404.
No, that wasn't found.
No, the
Thank you.
Why is this so confusing?
the 401 is the CB&Q one we numbered.
Or no, it's a Colorado and Southern.
Which is
It went from Colorado Southern to CB&Q to Fort Worth and Denver.
What's the
Again, it was
Yeah.
a cotton belt thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they owned the CNS.
The Burlington owned a lot. They owned the
Yeah.
Q, the CNS, the FW&D.
Yeah.
Everything the light touches is the Brent.
Yeah.
Everything like that.
I feel like if it says the same thing on the side of the tender, which they all say Burlington route,
Yeah.
it really is more or less just different divisions of the same railroad.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the Fort Worth and Denver had to be its own thing because any Texas railroad had to have their headquarters within Texas.
It was a different thing, but it says Burlington route on the side of the tender. They were all technically separate things.
Yeah.
The CNS was
Also-
technically a separate thing. But
Wait. Weibold?
yes.
Why is the CNS and Santa Fe? Wait, were they the same?
no.
No.
Look at what I
That's,
posted in Terminus podcast.
That's weird.
Hold
Is
on
it
a minute.
Where is this? Does it say?
Wait, it's
Hold
on the
on.
joint line.
Did this,
CNS
with this,
never had trackage rights on the joint line. The CNS had a line. No, they did actually, because the
Yeah.
CNS originally had a line from Denver to the Springs that went via Elbert County, not Douglas.
Yeah.
And then they got trackage rights on the joint line and scrapped the easterly line because the grades were worse.
Yeah.
So you're
yeah,
saying
Yeah.
so you're saying this is a shared engine? This
Probably.
is a cooperative engine.
Oh,
If I had to guess, it probably switched to joint yard
Yeah.
somewhere, but was actually owned by the CNS.
Yeah.
This is consolidation communism. Welcome to our cult.
Yeah.
It's also a consolidation.
they apparently did it for a lot of locomotives. There's 608, 629. Also, thinking about it, I should have did the Grand Canyon locomotive Mikado.
I
Because
told you.
Should've.
Is that guy in the back? Does that guy in the back have box pot drivers?
Probably. Looks like a big engine.
That's
Yeah.
a word help because
Yeah, that's a big old Santa Fe, like one of their 210-4s.
yeah,
Damn, son.
big chunk.
Big engine.
My
Man,
mistake.
it's funny. We're looking at this picture, and that engine could have ended up on the PRR.
And neither of these engines are in the Royale. Or in the,
Yeah, that's also
versus-
true. Listen, we still have 90 whole seconds before this segment's supposed to end.
Oh, well, you know, then
Have we had-
fire away.
Have we had the Santa Fe things on a Royale?
I want to do the
So,
Santa Fe
I-
things versus the J1s and see what the differences were.
Okay, I'll represent the
Actually,
Santa Fe
you know
ones.
what?
Put
Okay,
that on
yeah,
the dock.
yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's
That's a good one.
We can replace Arnold the Royd's engine with
No,
that.
no. We've got to do that one. I want to do that one.
Do Arnold the Royd's engine.
To the 50
God.
well class.
Oh
Okay.
God.
I'll look it up later.
No, I really want to do this one of these days. The double under versus Arnold the Royd's engine because I have to have this competition. All right. Well, does anybody have anything to add to this Royale?
Nope.
Or this doodad?
Cheese.
No,
Jeez.
I'm good.
Thanks.
I have nothing. I'm just gonna
Better
let
with
it
cheese.
die.
Live and let die.
I mean, really, that seems like a fair enough result. The Fort Worth and Denver engine is a good 10 years older and is from the teens versus the 20s, which was kind of a quantum shift in locomotives.
A quantum shift. We're entering the quantum realm.
Superpower.
Yeah, the story
Let me get my book.
I've got it sitting on my my blanket chest right now.
All right. So winner. Oops, that's in bold. I don't mean it to be in bold.
Winner.
CNO K2 by the points, which is 19-15.
You say it, Darwin! I know it's the wrong year, but still.
Close enough. Say it's in the war.
It is. They just haven't
Anyway.
interviewed yet.
So who are we voting for?
I gotta go with the Q boy.
Yeah,
Hometown friends.
I gotta go with the Q-Boy too. I have a soft spot in my heart for those.
Okay, well at
McConnell.
least it doesn't come down to me, thank goodness, because I was really torn here. I don't really like the look of the Q-Boy, but I also don't like front-mounted air compressors. But I'll give the CNO thing a pity point.
Yeah. I do like the CB&Q thing though. I think that with an Alaska would look badass.
The
Sharp-looking engines.
E-4-A-1.
To eBay.
Kit bashing time.
On
One.
the right engine.
God, yeah. Don't worry, we'll get to that one of these days. Somebody's got to come up. If we get Dean on, he might pick that.
People are probably wondering what the fuck I'm talking about. On the document that we use for reference while going through the podcast, we have possible mashups listed.
Yep.
And I haven't taken special note of it in quite a while, and I just noticed point number 8 is the, I think that's Banger and Aroostook. D1A
No, that's
double.
Boston and Albany.
Boston and Albany. Sorry. D1A double ender versus Class 4077.01, quote, Arnold the Roids engine.
Yeah.
Which is a very old Terminus joke.
It's actually showed up on in 2 Royales. Which is why it's come back. No, it's not the one it's not the Japanese one.
No, I know
It's
which
not-
one it is. Is it Polish? Is it
I think-
Czech?
Yeah, something like that. I think it's Czech.
It's,
yeah.
it's the Eastern Bloc of Europe, former Soviet elephant-eared.
Big
It was the
blue
one.
tank
It was the
engine.
one that we called Arnold the Roids engine because we looked at it and went, "Wow, it looks like Thomas the Tank Engine roided out."
Okay, because I remember also calling the Japanese Thomas, like Thomas the Roids engine or something.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh my
it's just huge.
Yeah, it's like a.
I
it's like a
just
Pacific.
googled it. God.
It's okay. Hold on.
No,
I'll
it's a
bring it up
Roids.
to
Did
the
you Google
viewers.
the class or did you Google Arnold the Roids engine?
I googled the class.
Okay.
Class
Uh,
477.01.
But the class
It's
is
a 484.
Yeah, it's
Of course it is. It's huge. It is far too massive. Look at
It's,
my muscles.
it's also, as far as I know, currently in operation condition.
Okay, we gotta go see this.
I shall
I know.
always be in operating condition. I'm the peak physical performance. I don't know something about.
Hey, can we vote for this thing? Can we elect it?
You vote
We're
for
gonna
Arnold
elect
the
Arnold
Roids
the
engine.
Roids engine to
Only as the
president of,
governor of California.
to
Yeah.
president of Sodor.
The governor.
The
El
governor
Gobernador.
total. Yeah.
All right.
Can we make
As-
that canon that El Gobernador
God.
had to be the
El
governor?
Gobernador is superseded by the Roids
Yeah.
engine.
No, can we have
Good
that as a
God.
you know the Wikipedia things for like
Yeah.
elections where it's like these two people and then what they got?
Yeah.
We can make
Yeah.
one. We can make one for
God.
Arnold the Roids engine versus El Gobernador. I don't know what year. I was just going to say 1988 for some reason. California gubernatorial race.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Arnold needs to get Lance Armstronged.
Yeah.
and lose a ball.
Oh, you get disqualified
Ow.
for roids.
Unfortunately, I don't think that qualifies you in an election.
Depends what you're steroiding. If you're just
Knowledge.
injecting metabolic steroids directly into your brain.
I feel like you'd get in more trouble if you were injecting it into your opponent.
Smart.
Pay no attention. It is just a happy massage for him. Meanwhile,
Hey, I've
backstage,
seen
you
this
can just
one
hear the
before.
opponent. "Ah!"
Right.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway, we have 5 lovely topics to cover
Yeah.
today. I don't know what we want to start with. Do we want to? How do we ease
I'll
into
be right
this
back. I'm
one?
gonna put my laundry in the dryer.
Okay,
Well, we
so
won't start
not
with
that
that
one.
one.
Won't start with that one.
All right. Actually, on a tangent to him, so maybe we can segue to him when he comes back, because I wanted to bring up my favorite thing. Maybe not my favorite thing, but actually no, they're decidedly not my favorite thing. So Pan Am. Pan Am is trying to get taken over by CSX. The most recent development is that CSX had its merger rejected. Basically, the STB said, "Complete your homework and get back to us," as railway age quotes. The board said it found that the application did not include all of the information necessary for purposes of a significant transaction under the board's regulations. Basically, you didn't fill it all out. So go back to the back of the line, get a new form from the table by the entrance, fill it out, and come back.
Right.
Did you read the instructions before you started?
Yeah, so what probably happened is they were writing it in pen, and they put their name where you're supposed to put your social security number.
Right.
Not that I've done
like
anything like that.
Of course not. On a frickin' standardized test or something where it's
Oh,
like,
God. I was just thinking the forms of the DMV are at, like, AAA.
fill in the bubbles completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, CSX did not use a number 2 pencil. But they originally filed its application back on April 26th. But, like I said, it was denied for not having enough detail. Don't worry, they're still going to try. They haven't given up. But everyone seems to hate this idea. So, while the CEO remains confident that they are extremely well received, he says, with shippers and federal and state and local officials. Yeah, right. And they're basically saying, I like how they've posited it as, no, it'll be good for Pan Am because we can afford technology that they can't afford right now. Which is kind of a point, because they can't afford anything. I mean, they probably could if they ever decided
that hard to afford technology that Pan Am can't afford right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Pan Am can afford, like, a coffee maker.
Yeah.
But you can make I like this quote. You can make a case that consolidation might be good, he says, noting that today's 7 Class 1 systems provide far better service than the 61 Class 1 railroads did in 1980. Well, first of all, that was 1980. Second of all, like, I don't think a lot of shippers would agree with you, considering...
Yeah, second of all, no, you're objectively incorrect.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Do not pass code, do not collect $200.
Quote, they were a basket case, their service was horrible, there was no capital investment. And over the years, the railroads consolidated into what we are now. I just want to say there was no capital investment because, well, this was the moment... 1980, that was right pre-Conrail, right?
That
might have been early Conrail.
That was early Conrail.
It was early Conrail, but Staggers
Conrail was 76.
Okay. I thought it was 81. I'm thinking of Amtrak in 71, huh?
No. Yeah. So it was early Conrail, but still probably the lowest point of the industry, especially in that region of the country.
Yep. It's like, sure, things are better now than they were at the worst point possible.
Yeah.
But, that doesn't necessarily mean it's better. Beggar? Yeah, they're beggar.
Beggar for what?
Money,
no,
I guess.
No, there are people begging that this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
In fact, so that was the merger being rejected. But believe it or not, so who is about the last person you would expect to be like, hey, I'm here and I object to this? Don't say Wasatch. So
because they did that, didn't they?
Yeah,
they did that to the other one. They did that to CS. The KCS.
That's right. That was the KCS thing.
Which Amtrak also objected to that, but Amtrak also has objected to this, which is mind-boggling to me. Not just because Amtrak is suddenly standing up and saying, I object, in a wedding that they have virtually
nothing to do with.
Yeah, nothing to do with. But Amtrak hates Pan Am. Like, Amtrak has moved heaven and earth to get as many of its services off of Pan Am track as possible, because they just don't maintain anything.
Yeah.
And but Flynn, who is Amtrak president Bill Flynn,
Right.
he called the plan a significant threat to the American traveling public, which I think
I
that's
feel like that's not correct. I mean, I like the sentiment, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's a gross exaggeration.
about the best SmackDown you could expect of Amtrak, though.
Honestly, even if you were to say we're going to destroy Amtrak in its entirety, even then the statement "this is a threat to the American traveling public" is only just starting to become like, yeah, maybe.
I mean, that's true. But Flynn said that the proposed acquisition could negatively affect Amtrak's plans to dramatically expand it. So, the plan.
The plan.
Dodge plan.
Quote, after
Give me the
reviewing
plan.
the CSX application, it is clear that the proposed merger in its current form will adversely impact the performance of Amtrak trains and threaten future growth opportunities. I really want to know why. I would like I would like more details here. I want Flynn's TED Talk on why this is bad. Not because I don't believe him or don't agree, because I do agree. But I'm wondering really where he's coming from with this, because I don't...
You wonder why he cares.
Yeah, I do. I genuinely want to know why he cares. But CSX hopes that the new plan will be, okayed sometime in 2022, which is fine by me, because it means we still get to chase 22K on Operation Apollo.
Hey.
Hey.
Hopefully, if it shows up. Last time I was there, it didn't show up. But anyway, I mentioned Amtrak's plan. That's one of our other topics here, on top of a little bit of other potpourri. Jader, you want to take us into that?
Sure. So we'll start things off, I guess, with part of Amtrak's plan. The part that
Okay.
I'm most excited about is getting actual practical service to Ohio, not just to Cleveland
Hey.
and Cincinnati, but to anywhere else in between.
Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone.
No, you can already go to Cleveland. Don't worry. I mean,
Yeah.
that one's
Yeah.
okay. That one's checked off.
Well, kind of. It's just one. It's pretty much only 2 trains at 5 in the morning. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it's 2 trains in the middle of the night. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's about the worst service you could hope for.
yeah,
At least it's every day. Again.
that is true. I don't know if we've covered it, but Amtrak's back to daily service now.
Yeah, we've got many more options to pick from when we get to the end of the show.
Oh yeah.
Womp womp.
But anyway, this article is titled "Amtrak Leaders, Ohio Mayors Call for 3C plus D passenger rail service,"
Nice.
which is basically, in addition to more passenger trains to Cleveland, Cincinnati, connecting Columbus, they also want to bring passenger trains to Dayton, which is logical. It's halfway between.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah, about halfway between Columbus and Cincinnati.
I was about to say I could really use a map, and then I scroll down and there's a map. So I'm going to show the audience the map.
Okay.
I'm the man.
But this is great. I mean, more train good. It is nice to be somewhere in the Midwest and not only be able to go to Chicago, because that was a complaint that came up on the Amtrak subreddit, a few days ago. And
Yeah.
also, I was in a discussion with one of the new folks down in the foam pit in the Discord about Amtrak, and he's like, I live in a place that hasn't been served. He's from Ohio as well. He's like, I live in a place that hasn't been served by Amtrak, and since they started. And it's like, well, then you should want more Amtrak. There's no lose here.
Yeah. There's only win.
Yeah, I
Do
see
you
this
get-
as an absolute win.
Yeah. Do you get served by Amtrak? Good. You should enjoy it. Do you not get served by Amtrak? You should demand Amtrak.
Yeah.
Give me train.
We check modern and embrace Amtrak.
Basically.
Reject General Motors. Embrace
Yeah.
Amtrak.
Yeah.
And Firestone. Good.
And Firestone. Yeah. I had to
Let's
go to
see.
Firestone. But, yeah, this is So 2 daily round trips to New York City from Cleveland, daily round trips from Cleveland to Detroit, 4 daily round trips from Cincinnati to Chicago. Yeah.
And then
This is
3
fun.
daily round trips on the 3C route, which
The
that's
3C route.
Yeah.
Sounds like my report card.
The triple C.
Oof.
it's
Yeah.
literally my. I was gonna say literally mine.
Sorry if that's too close to home for some people. Listen, it's summer now. You can calm down.
I was gonna make a boob joke, so
Oh.
Get us on the double D route, please.
yes, please.
Please.
Ayo.
Now part of
Um,
my train.
Oh, let's see.
But no,
Yeah,
better Amtrak news.
yeah.
Go.
Yeah,
yeah. Let's move on from this. It's a good thing. I really hope they actually go through with this, not in like 15 years, but like 5,
yeah.
Yeah,
please.
please.
Yeah.
While we're still alive,
Yeah.
what'll get done first, the 3C passenger rail corridor or 3713?
Or 1309.
1309, famously, still not done.
It's famously 100% done, but it's also not 100% done.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So-
July 4th is coming up quick.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
Are they supposed to have it done by July 4th?
I don't know, but that's always been the deadline. Is we're gonna have it by July 4th this year. If they miss another year,
At least have they... I don't think they've sold tickets this time, so at least...
I don't think they have, but I wouldn't be surprised if they. Hang on.
Alright, you look it up, Jader. Talk about food, because I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm looking at this picture and I'm getting really hungry.
Hungry? Yeah.
Beginning on June 23rd, Amtrak is reinstating their
Oh my God.
chef-prepared meals on their dining car service, in the dining cars on the Western long distance
Yay.
trains. Although only to sleeping car passengers.
Well,
I mean,
we'll get there.
that's still an improvement.
Yeah.
I think it's a huge leap that, like,
Yeah.
the chefs are there, you know? It's...
Yeah. I was gonna
We
say
are-
I'd buy a sleeping car ticket for this. It looks really good.
I mean...
I
oh
mean,
my
what
God.
prevents you from coach class from buying food?
Well-
That's the thing that confuses me. Like when you just pay separately.
You would, but I think it's right now only open to that, probably because of
Yeah.
COVID, in part.
Yeah. It is, because I think the way that it worked before, it's, with the supercar being included,
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. It was, and I think it still is. But the other
Yeah.
thing is, when, like, they would come through the sleeper section, they would ask people, when do you want to eat? And
Yeah.
then they would tally everybody up, and then they would go into the coach passengers and say, hey, this is how many spaces we have in each of these dining time slots. Who wants to eat? So it's like, I assume it's just to sort of... They're probably not going to be
Yeah.
doing full capacity in the dining car. So they have to spread out the meals, because previously in Amtrak, you'd sit at a table with strangers. They'd just put you four to a table, no matter
Yeah.
how big your party was. And now, right now, no. We're not doing that yet. We're not ready yet. We're close, but we're not there.
Well, see, I guess looking Terminus podcast, this is the Texas Eagle. Like, it's so sad and pathetic.
Short trains you can model.
yeah, at home.
But like, okay, so how do they do snack service and stuff like that? Because all they have now is just
Carefully.
transition sleeper,
Carefully.
diner, and 2 coaches.
Well, what happens is the stewardess comes up the aisle with the little cart and asks you if you want a bag of chips.
Right.
Ugh. And half a can of Pepsi in a little clear cup.
Yeah, exactly. That's mostly ice,
Yeah.
but
And now
At
I'm just
least,
thinking about
again,
the
getting-
booms.
getting the chefs back on the trains is by far the most important part. And I'm looking at this breakfast meal that they're trying to show off.
The
to
other
serve
French
here.
toast. Oh,
And
Oh,
man,
delicious.
I
Yeah.
want to go to IHOP. There's an IHOP here that is open 24/7, and I want to go
yeah,
right
baby.
now, even though I will be very disappointed.
Anyway, I mean, I'd do a fucking Amtrak to do this. If I wasn't doing Apollo, I'd do this. But
Yeah.
I
Well, you
need to
you said
buy-
you're if only you're buying Amtrak tickets to come here. If only it was back on the Eastern service too.
Yeah,
But
Maybe by
At least-
then
but
it might
I mean-
be.
yeah. But I mean, they have food on there. It's not the best food, but food is food. So I'll take it.
yeah.
And then
Anyway.
grab stuff separately. Anyway, moving on from food, let's talk about the Avelias.
Yeah.
According to mainly the pandemic, let's see, the pandemic and catenary problems.
Yeah.
Their entry into service will be
1910 Canary will do that.
will be delayed until about this time next year, spring 2022.
Actually, and this is disappointing, but first of all, I was curious because I wanted to know. Okay, yeah, the first of the 28 Alstom train sets has been expected to enter service this year. So they only have like 2 or 3 of these built, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, they keep saying, "Oh, we're gonna run the trains. We're gonna run the trains. The Avelias, they'll be out there. They'll be rideable." And I'm sitting here like,
They don't have them.
you don't
Where?
have any of them.
Where? Yeah.
They're not done yet. I don't expect any of this to be, to be doable until you have like at least 5 or 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cannery problems are being a real bastard. Actually, I learned thanks to I think one of the guys from Well, There's Your Problem, that most of the speed restrictions south of New York City are due to old catenary and not due to curvature. And it's like, oh, that's kind of it's kind of a head scratcher. I mean, it sort of paints a picture of how rough the section through Connecticut actually is. But on top of that, it also says, like, man, with a little catenary work, we could have a lot faster trains in the most heavily trafficked section of the corridor.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting. Also, I just love this picture of the Avelia waddling through these junctions in the second
Going
article.
through the slalom.
Yeah. It makes the disconnect between the coach and the engine look so much worse.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It just. I know. I understand why it's the way it is now. I still think that's dumb. I hate it.
It doesn't look great. It's
No,
not a
it
great
really
look-at
doesn't.
track.
It looks so bad.
Oh man.
Had a
Speak
friend try
of
to
looking
argue-
bad.
Oh no.
Also slaloming through yards.
Caroline.
Burnham Shops, which I think we've talked about on the podcast before, but it's been a couple
we
years.
Little bit.
Former Rio Grande shop in Denver has finally been sold by the Union Pacific. The state of Colorado bought it and are expected to use it for partial redevelopment, partial realignment of the joint line through the yard so that they can expand I-25 onto where the joint line currently is, and then potentially using it as a base of operations for front rail passenger trains in the future. So,
Which we also had an article about Amtrak doing front range stuff, and I accidentally deleted it. Not sure where it went.
yeah, which the front range corridor is on Amtrak's map of, the master plan.
The plan.
The plan. So this is real world progress towards the plan. At least for this little piece of the plan.
Yeah.
The plan.
So Amtrak released this wonderful map probably a couple months ago now that we all kind of drooled over. It looks like they actually might be serious. People are being cooperative. It's like, okay, we're going to make this happen.
Not everyone is being cooperative. That's the other article I accidentally deleted. Now I'm doubly upset because we're actually covering this, and it's like, I had an article that was a bunch of Colorado officials like poo-pooing this idea, and I didn't get to read it
Interested
as
to
to
hear
why.
who.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just see if I can find it while you guys continue talking about this.
Hang on.
I know it's way up
El
in...
Paso County Commissioners oppose bill aiming to create Front Range Rail District.
Yeah, there it is.
I don't know where El Paso County is. I think it's like down in Trinidad area. Hang on.
Oh, so they're jealous.
Put it this way. El Paso County would not... Oh, no, that's the Springs.
Oh, come on, guys.
Right.
That's... Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
Which is interesting. I don't know why that's the case or why they would hate that, because there's not really much bad that comes from trains in the Springs. I don't know why they dislike this.
Here's
Besides
what
the
we're gonna
fact
do.
that
Don't worry, we'll solve
it's
this
more
problem.
spending.
We'll solve this problem. Hold on, I'm just gonna John Madden this for
Madden.
everyone on the thing. Where's my snipping tool? Let me just
Hang on, let me see if let me actually read the article and see if the article has any reasoning.
do this.
Blah blah blah. Range rail.
There, I've designed a new front range rail
Well,
system. Hold on. Don't worry, I got this.
Oh god.
I need to
Quote from the
somehow...
article while we're waiting on that. A front-range passenger rail would be costly and inefficient in El Paso County because most residents use personal vehicles to travel, Commissioner said. Well, no shit! They use personal vehicles to travel because there's no train, now is there?
Fix it.
Yeah,
It might work for college kids, it might work for commuters, but it doesn't work for everyone. Well, that's fair.
Okay.
It doesn't work for everyone.
It doesn't work for everyone. You just named, like, the two biggest demographics you've got.
Yeah.
Yeah, you named two massive demographics that are going up and down the I-25 corridor. The really head-scratching thing about this is the worst, and I mean the worst, traffic on I-25 is always just north of Colorado Springs in El Paso County. I think this is just the classic. They're not seeing the utility, and they're saying we don't want everybody in the county to have to pay for it when only a few people are going to use it, which I guess is fair. But
you know what everyone uses? The highway.
Yeah,
that this is going to get traffic off of.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I can see both sides of this story, but I just think that their side is wrong. I can see where they're coming from, and I can see their reasoning, but I think it's kind of dumb.
I agree. I mean, that's a way to put it. It's like, yes, no, I mean, you might not use this, and it'll, you will be paying for it.
You technically have to pay for something that you don't use or might not use, and yeah, that sucks, and I can see very real opposition to that. I don't think that's illegitimate at all. But I think as far as even beyond the stereotypical greater good, this is a good thing for everybody, even for people that just use the road, because it gets cars off the road.
Yeah.
This reminds me of, speaking of that it pisses me off that Brightline has to pay the Florida Toll Authority to run trains.
Oh my god, we talked about this last time.
We talked about this. This is absolute bullshit. This is like mafioso levels of the Florida Roads Commission showed up at the Brightline office with a baseball bat and said, "You got some nice kneecaps. You better pay us to use your railroad tracks."
They're like, we built these. They're ours. And they're like, yeah, but you're taking our customers.
You're taking our customers away from the roads. You would better watch out. That's bullshit. Did we decide that Brightline is in fact suing them for that?
Are they suing them? I think
I think Brightline.
I think it was the other way around.
No, I think Brightline's paying for it. I think they agreed on some compensation. Yeah.
Wow.
That pisses me off that Brightline's is going to take that, because that's crap.
Well, because I mean, I understand why they have to do it, because they have to deal with the counties and trying to actually get the trackage rights into Orlando and stuff. So they're kind of.
Yeah, but that's not something that the highway commission people do.
Well, they can throw money at the counties and tell Brightline to fuck off, I guess.
Hold on.
It's just
then it's a protections racket. It's just like, you're going to pay us, otherwise we're going to pay these people to tell you to fuck off. That's a protections racket.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm going back to the article. Brightline must study it. I think this is going to be our big.
But
but like, we didn't pick which one of these would be the big article for the week, and this might be it.
It's kind of just evolved into passenger rail evolving in the U.S., growing and the growing pains associated with it. That annoys me that El Paso County is against it, because they actually have a very real say in things.
So this was from March. FDOT is demanding Brightline complete the following in order to move forward with the Orlando to Tampa route. 1. Conduct a study that details toll revenue lost to the state and CFX. 2.
That's bullshit.
Prepare a compensation plan for lost toll revenue.
Oh.
3, secure an agreement with Sunrail to cross their tracks. Well, that one actually makes sense.
That one makes
Okay.
sense. That's fair.
Yeah.
4, obtain a letter of support from the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority for the project. Why?
Wait.
Uh,
Aviation. But
Are they
Huh?
worried that they're going to take people off the airlines too?
No, that's a
Would
thing
say,
because
I would say that's so freaking ridiculous that no, there's no way they're worried about that. But they're asking them to compensate the DOT for lost toll revenue.
What the hell?
What?
This is what happens when you vote for Florida Man. Not that you have any choice in Florida, but submit design plans when 30, 60, and 90% complete. Okay, there are exactly 2 points here that make any sense at all. FDOT's
That
deadline for Brightline to complete the agreement is midsummer.
Jeez.
Oh, that's
God.
crap. You're gonna have to compensate the state presumably for lost toll revenue. Come on.
There's no like follow on to this.
Oh,
Hold on, let me see if I can find something else. Brightline.
When was that
FDOT
article from?
That was March of this year, so it was a couple
Oh
months
wow.
ago. Yeah, their time's almost up. Let's see, is there any newer one? No, there was just that like news highlight around then.
Hang on. News.
so,
But
so what I'm
Brightline-
doing now is I can get
No, these are all from
for
March.
Yeah,
abandoned streetcar.
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
What the hell?
we should sue the U.S. Department of Transportation on behalf of every streetcar company
Yeah.
ever
Yeah.
for building the interstate highway system. That's
Yeah.
all this is saying is that we can do that.
Yeah.
Well, and then it's like Amtrak needs to sue every toll road company or every state in the nation because
Yeah.
they've lost passenger revenue to
Yeah.
roadways. Or do the same thing with airlines. Like, that's so fucking ridiculous. How is that made to stand?
Yeah.
This is
What's more
this
infuriating
hilarious.
is not the fact that Florida is ballsy enough to try it, but the fact that Brightline's just taking it.
Yeah.
we don't actually know if they're taking it. We don't have a response from Brightline here. But
God,
also,
I hope they're not.
that's the other thing. It's like we talk about this and we put it in these terms and like, oh, we're getting upset because somebody's taking the customers away from the other person. It's like, yes, we do live in a capitalist system.
And that is how
Competition is very
capitalism
important.
works. It is good. This is a good thing. You know how else this happened? Where there was this thing that happened like 70, 60 years ago where it was the other way around and the roads took all the passengers away from the trains and the railroad companies were
Yeah.
very pissed and the state said, "Oh, that's just capital, piss off."
Yeah.
You know why? Because-
Some people in Florida have very greasy palms that they're very bad at
Yeah.
hiding it.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Man.
they're just crazy
Uh-oh.
and they want money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like the typical investor too.
No, you know what? Can I carry on this thread for a minute because we have more people fighting Brightline.
Oh, jeez.
God. Brightline versus everyone.
Brightline versus the
Right, the
world.
world.
I think we've had have we had a podcast named Brightline versus the world before? Because
I don't think we have.
if not, we need to name this podcast that.
I feel like we have had Brightline versus the world.
Maybe we have. I'll put it Brightline versus the World Part 2 with a question mark.
No,
Electric
we
Boogaloo?
have Brightline, episode 111, and Brightline is a serial killer, episode 95.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that makes sense. Anyway, let me close this. Please. No thanks, please close the ad. Lawyer for Hunters Creek in South Orange County is warning Central Florida transportation leaders of the community's intention to fight Brightline efforts to build railroad tracks along State Route 417. Our residents and business owners are expressing concerns about the noise, safety, dirt, and property values. The proposed route through SR 417 would impose all of the burdens of a high-speed train on the Hunters Creek community with none of the benefit. I mean, that's true. They
Oh.
won't get a stop there. But
Yeah,
how
but
many
all
people...
The burdens. And you know, if it's the burdens of that building through virgin, beautiful land, okay. You're paralleling a freeway!
Hold on. I'm going to look up State Road
Hey,
471 just to see
Now
what
I
it looks
want to
like.
know, like, I want a commission to see how much, like, the airlines are taking away from the toll roads and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So, how much? Think about what the toll roads are doing to the airlines.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
those
exactly.
bastards. If we start saying that this is a valid thing that Florida is doing, then every mode of transportation to have ever existed has
Holy
grounds
crap.
to sue any other.
Holy
Yeah.
crap, guys. First of all,
What?
did you see my solution for the front range passenger rail?
Yes.
Yeah.
Second of all, you want to see where State Road 417 is?
Oh,
Also,
sure.
417. It's almost 418.
417.
Here's, oops, I almost put it in photo dump. This is State Road 417.
Goes
Okay.
around.
Pure virgin land.
Yeah. Real.
right.
As virgin as the. Wait.
As virgin as anyone who lives in Orlando.
Yeah.
Think of the children.
Disney World's right there.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
A mouse is going
there's
to knock
another-
on my door now with the baseball bat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Also, oh my god. Where?
Also,
oh,
I like the town of Kissimmee!
Kissimmee, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's, hold on, I'll do you guys one better. You can see what it looks. What? No, hide the side panel. Thank you.
Also, Ellis, I have another idea for the front range.
Go on.
So you run through Colorado Springs, but you just do a roll by slowly, and you push everyone off that wants to stop at Colorado.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
yeah, but
true,
you can't.
actually. You could literally just not stop in the springs.
Yeah.
I
We'll go
think
push 'em off.
that would still probably make them mad because that's exactly what's made this place mad.
Exactly. Kissimmee!
Yeah, virgin
But, yeah.
territory. I mean, there's a few sections
Hunter's Creek.
with woods, but yeah, okay.
Oh, Hunter's
Well, and
Creek
it's paralleling a road, an
that part of the
existing
bottom?
road.
Oh my god, guys, this is
What?
This is the land of homeowners associations from hell. I guarantee it.
Oh God,
Yeah.
no.
Karens.
Let me zoom in on Hunter's Creek for you.
You know, I have
Oh.
an interesting postulation about HOAs.
Oh,
I
suck.
have never,
Thunderman?
ever heard of anyone being pleased with their HOA. Ever.
Yeah.
Same.
Like, have you ever heard of someone's like, wow, I'm really glad we have an HOA here?
No.
Hey,
Yeah.
what is this dead straight line? What the heck is this? Is this power line? Oh, it's power lines.
No, I'd be
Never
happy if they put a.
Ah.
I guess to. Quick side note, I'd be happy if they put a Gatorland stop.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I was just looking at
Oh,
Gatorland.
We're gonna get the gators on a train. What does the star on the baggage car mean? It means it has a toilet. If there's a skull and crossbones on the baggage car, it means it's full of alligators.
And if there are hexagons, it's full of bees.
It's a very
Thousands and
market.
thousands of bees.
Man, I'm just finding freeway ramps that I hate now. Man,
Now we're
Florida.
just upset at Florida.
I am.
You know,
I mean, that's
screw
that's
you, someone else associated with Pan Am or CSX and not doing your homework. Screw you, El Paso County, and screw you, Florida, the whole thing.
In
All
general.
of you.
Except
In
my
general,
son, he's
every
fine.
last one of you.
Just cut Florida off. Give them
Where's
to
Where's that gif?
Cuba. I don't know who.
Of Bugs Bunny sawing it off.
Yeah.
Yes, precisely
But yeah.
that.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, there's there will be so few externalities, like negative externalities about this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like, what are all the burdens of a high-speed railroad, as they say?
I don't know. I mean, you have to ask them. Apparently, the dirt and the dust and the pollution.
The dirt and the dust and the pollution from electric
Yeah.
trains, as opposed to the
From-
road and also Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
Come
the
on,
other thing. It's
guys.
like, no,
God.
there's no, like, what are they losing? They have tons of traffic. I have no
But
doubt.
And it's not even like El Paso County where they're like, we don't want to pay for this. They're presumably not paying for this.
Not.
They just don't want it.
Yeah.
They're just angry for the sake of it. It's going to hurt our property values and we won't be able to snowbird in New York anymore.
So
you wanna know
that
something?
happened to the Texrail line. There's a section that goes through very rich, nice neighborhood. Train tracks have been there forever, and people kept moving next to the train tracks, and they're just like, oh, so when we bought the house, we were pretty sure that the tracks are getting torn up and getting turned into a trail. It's like, for the past 20 years, they have been saying they were putting a commuter line here. Like,
And you know what? The proper response to that is? For the, oh, we thought the tracks were getting torn up or whatever. Well, you were wrong. And just move on with your lives. Well, that's not the case.
Wait, okay,
That's
not,
end of story. You have no grounds to do anything else. You were just wrong. Suck it up.
There's a worse one. So in Dallas, on the other side of the Cotton Belt line, they're building the Silver Line that's going to basically parallel from where I am all the way to Grapevine. So the people in my city, or I guess, is it Plano or Richardson? It's one of the two cities, but they're like, hey, we don't want the train here above ground. We want it built underground. And I'm just like, will you pay for it? Do you know how much land they need to just like build vents and everything like that? Are you stupid?
Or how much more? Like, it will multiply the cost by like a factor of 5 to put it underground.
Bury it.
Yeah.
Just simply put it underground. Are you going to pay for it? No. Well, then we're not going to put it underground. Suck it.
And then and then they're trying to like eliminate some crossings, so they're building the road to go down and under, and they're just like, so we don't like this. This ruins our business. It's like, your business, we're next to the train tracks, like there's nothing there. They're just trying to not have people waiting at crossings and trying to kill themselves on their way to work.
Either we keep the level, your business can be fine. That's a perfectly valid concern. We don't want to interfere with your business or anything. That requires the level crossings remaining. You can pick one of these two things, but you cannot have it both ways.
Yep.
At that point, build it underground.
I've got one more piece of icing on the cake before we move on from this segment.
Oh God, this rant at state and local officials segment.
State Route 417.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's a toll road.
Okay, now
not a toll road
is to have a train next to it.
Probably not related, really. It probably doesn't have anything to do with the whole state. But
no,
at the same
of
time,
course not.
But just.
No,
There's something
trending,
that stinks down in Florida, and it's not just the gator shit.
I'm trending towards the greasy palms again.
Somebody is really bad at hiding it.
It's a swamp. Something.
something. Drain it.
We have to drain the.
All of Florida.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All of Florida. We're just going to turn Florida into a barren desert. We're going to drain all water out of Florida. All of it.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to build a wall between Florida and the Atlantic Ocean. And make Cuba pay for it. I need water.
Misaki.
Okay, get some water. Milky,
but
it's
you know
time
what can we, or what could win greasy hands? If they're investing in CSX.
Oh, God.
They can be lost a little bit. Because they're doing a 3-to-1 stock split. Which is a really interesting move. In my mostly uneducated opinion. I'm not a financial advisor.
All I know is that when your stock splits in Railroad Tycoon, it's good.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It means you're making a lot of money.
Yeah, okay. So the article describes it better than I can, so I'm just going to quote the article. Companies commonly declare stock splits when stock prices get high to reduce the price of an individual share and make the stock more attractive to small investors. Which I believe that winds up with
what?
Effectively, from what I can tell, what it means is that the shares are now worth basically 3 times what they were. The company has a valuation 3 times that of when the shares were first organized, ? Yeah, so they can keep they can multiply the number of shares in circulation by 3 and effectively keep the share price what it was originally. So it just means the company's doing really, really well. It's bad for the shareholders, but it gives the company a fuck ton of liquidity.
Yeah, it's good for the company. In the long term, it's not that bad, but in the short term, it can kill investors that are in it for the short term.
In the short term, it effectively takes all gains that you've made on that investment and nullifies them.
Yeah, pretty much.
It'll zero out any gains that you've made and give them directly back to the company in the form of more stock that they can issue.
No, not necessarily. I think we're getting a little bit mixed up here, because based on this, the difference doesn't necessarily go to the company. What happens is, I like the way that it brings it up in this article, because it's say you've got a stock worth $99.
Yeah.
Your stock splits, and now you have 3 stocks worth $33 a piece. So you have the same worth in stock, you just have more shares.
Yeah.
Which means that if you're trying to get in and buy a piece of CSX stock, now it's 3 times easier.
Yeah, true.
So that's
and that's what they're referring to by it's more attractive.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
So it doesn't go back to the company; it stays with the shareholders, but still the same thing. It just opens up liquidity.
Yeah. So it's easier to buy and sell stock because it's cheaper stock now.
Yeah.
But
that's
that
something.
Wasn't actually where I started when I was compiling these articles. Like, CSX is the last one here.
Oh, I know. I just thought it tied in really well with the greasy hair.
No, you're absolutely right, and I'm not faulting you for going with that. I'm just trying to seg to the other ones.
But you can put more grease on your hands with Union Pacific's 10% dividend hike.
I feel like UP's been doing shady stock stuff since they were first formed.
I mean, no, this means that the shareholders are doing better. Yay, shareholders! Yay, money!
God save the shareholders.
Money by the pound.
Yeah, somebody ought to go tell the lovely employees in Palestine, Texas, that don't worry, the shareholders are doing great, you guys.
I'm sure they'll be comforted by the fact that we have I'm not sure if I want to say its name, but it's been dubbed the Wokemotive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The one unit.
The one
I'm sure they're really happy about that, and the Workers' Unity unit, I'm sure they feel real great about what Union Pacific is doing right now with its resources.
Oh my god, we could talk about Union Pacific for another hour. Just rip on them.
You know what other?
Yay, they're doing all these things. Hey, I mean, at least their pride thing will last more than a month unless they just decide to repaint it immediately, which I'm sure they would never do that.
But you would never do such a thing.
Looking at you,
but on the other hand, it's like, yay, you're celebrating all your people, all the people, you're celebrating them, but not doing anything for them.
They're celebrating.
You're celebrating all the people, like all the people that you just laid off and really screwed with their lives. Those people too, yeah.
Yeah.
It's virtue signaling. Your company does not need to act virtuously as long as you appear to be acting virtuously.
Yeah, that might be one of the first times I've ever heard virtue signaling used like not disingenuously.
Yeah,
not out of rudeness or something. Yeah, no, it's.
I mean, that's what it is it not?
No, you're right. It's it's probably the most accurate usage of it I've ever seen as well. And the other thing is, don't worry, Union Pacific is laying off indiscriminately.
Yeah. Don't be fooled. Don't worry, they're still the same shitty company they've always been.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white, straight or gay. They'll still
hate you. They'll fire you no matter what.
Yep.
They'll fire you no matter what your background.
They fire you and use part of your salary to buy back $2 billion of their shares.
Yeah.
Which they did.
Nice.
Yeah.
What were you saying about shady stock stuff, Wybold?
And then apparently they have an employee stock purchase plan.
Which, I mean, that's cool, but
most I don't think the average UP employee is interested in UP as stock.
How much is it worth as stock? Like how much of the share?
Right now, a UP share goes for not that Union Pacific Railroad. When I searched up UP, it gave me a company that was trading at 10 cents, which is what UP should be at, but it's not. But anyway, UP's at 226 right now.
Yeah.
226. I like how
Which isn't
CSX
that
split
bad,
their
but
shares.
Yeah.
CSX split their shares, which is something you do when your share price is really high. Their share price has been going down for the last month.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody that.
I should hit the ground fastest.
I think the reason why it went up for a while was the Pan Am acquisition talk. Because
Yeah, and then it started going down when they
Well,
when
the
the
irony
STD
that
was like,
your
"Hey,
stock-
you guys suck."
Well, also
The
I think
irony
it
that
went
your
down.
stock is being ballooned by Pan Am.
Yeah.
Well, in general, I think just because of COVID, like everybody sold off, and then they're just like, "Oh, the railroads are actually running now, so let me buy stock in them." So
Yeah.
it started shooting up, and they're just like, "Oh, CSX is kind of shitty. Let me sell my stock." They can't even
They
buy a
invest in these
railroad.
UP guys. These UP guys really seem to have the right idea.
Oh god.
You know
By
who
the
else
way,
has the right idea, quote
Oh
unquote?
no.
Uh-oh.
CN.
No. Stop that. Stop that man. Stop
It's-
CN.
It's been a complete clown.
Where did we even
fiesta.
leave off on this story last on the podcast? Because this is what we've touched on like the last 3 or 4 episodes.
It's never ending. It's a saga
It's
at
not-
this point.
It's like, what's going on now?
Come on, do you want to fill us in?
Okay, so KCS and CP were going to merge, and then CN swooped in with, I think, $10 billion more dollars. And KCS was like, "Oh, you know what? That looks good." So the KCS and CN have decided to merge, and CP is no longer in talks with KCS.
But they're not going to give up, they say.
No, the thing is, I think CP is not going to increase their bid because they know it's unlikely that CN will be able to merge with KCS because the CN Illinois Central and the KCS routes both parallel the Mississippi River and go into New Orleans.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
well, CN is trying to do something about that, though.
Yes, so
Actually.
CN is actually trying to sell off the
The Illinois Central
Louisiana
route.
section. No, the KCS section. So the KCS section from, I guess, Shreveport to Louisiana?
Oh, okay.
Or Shreveport to New Orleans, sorry. But CP is like, that's not enough. That's still a monopoly on the Mississippi River. Because KCS and the Illinois Central were the only 2 railroads that built north to south main lines, for the most part. I guess the
about
GM&O.
Yeah, I was about to ask about the GM&O.
Well, GM&O merged with the IC, so.
Oh, okay. Well, cool.
And that was
makes
all
it
of
easy.
Fiesta. I don't know how that merger I don't know how that happened. Because Mississippi,
What year was that?
the 70s? 60s or 70s?
Well, I mean, Pan Am happened around that time, so nobody was really in their right mind.
So as it stands, KCS and CN are looking for a voting trust, but the STB has yet to approve it and likely will not approve it just because of the monopolistic tendencies of this merger.
CP makes final plea for KCS to reject CN bid. And then KCS was like, "No, I don't think I will." And
Also,
And-
a Chicago suburb is claiming that the CN-KCS merger will cause a traffic nightmare. Which, I mean, we all know what happened with UP and SP in Houston. That was awful. For how long? Like 5 years, Milky?
Yeah. The meltdown.
what do they have to do about that? How do they fix that?
By continuously running the shit show until it got
Yeah.
better.
Okay, so they didn't actually like.
Brute force! The best way to do railroading.
Well, the thing is,
Still
they
better
have
than
the
GSR.
concrete wall harder!
like the yards in Houston are so dumb because they're right next to each other. It makes no sense.
Oh my god. Since CP and KCS first announced plans to merge, the Canadian Road has filed nearly 1,000 letters in support of its deal or against CN's. I like effing CP is in here like Alexander Hamilton writing a letter every night to the Surface Transportation Board about why its love is more important than CN's love for KCS.
Yeah. He's sitting at his desk. They're furiously scribbling down. He draws a picture of the CN guy, circles him, and writes "poopy head" next to him.
That's actually, you just described half of the Federalist Papers.
Basically.
Yeah, okay, wait, I want to see the offer, if we can just check that real quick. $700 million. CN would at minimum pick up the tab for the $700 million breakup fee. It's called a breakup fee that KCS would owe CP for backing out of their friendly $29 billion deal.
$700 million back out fee?
Yes.
Yes. So basically, CP is making free money.
Shit. Yeah.
Man, everyone should have tried to merge with KCS.
I was going to say,
see
so
if we can
CP, even if CP doesn't merge with KCS, they've now rope-a-doped them out of $700 million for effectively nothing.
Well, I think CN is going to be the one that pays for that, not KCS.
Yeah.
I love this.
Doesn't matter, it's still their biggest rival that they've taken the money from.
Also, the thing is, I think CN's just doing this. They know they're not going to get KCS, so they're just trying to keep it away from CP. Because CN already has large Canadian network.
Yeah.
They bought the BC Rail. They have coast to coast up in Canada, and then they have all the way down to New Orleans.
Yep.
And all the ports down there.
I just want to throw this out there. I was thinking $700 million. I mean, it's a lot of money, but I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I don't know how much that actually matters to these railroads, right? So I looked up the Canadian
Out of $29 billion, it's not much, but...
No. So I looked up the CP annual revenue, and annual revenue of the CP is about $5.5 billion. So that's another almost $1 billion on top of that. So needless to say, I wouldn't say CP wins if they don't come away with KCS, but they're definitely getting a participation trophy.
Pretty well for themselves.
Yeah. Don't give up, CP. We're rooting for you.
We are.
Actually, no, we're not. We're rooting for KCS.
Well, that's true. KCS is a lost cause.
Yeah.
I don't think...
They were a lost cause after they didn't buy the SP.
Man, what a different world we'd be living in.
God.
Actually,
some guy named Philip Anschutz came in with his wallet and was like, mine.
Yeah, what a dick. Why would anyone associate with him, right, Weibold?
Huh?
What? Anyway, we like Philip Anschutz here. Please don't disparage any of us.
No, he's actually good.
I need to put these articles down. So it's about time. I forgot to throw the stonks into the cargoes. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me put all these in here. Oops, and everything is center aligned for some reason in this file.
Center alignment.
Thanks. So, it's that time. It is time for... Well, actually, maintenance of way. Of course, does anybody have any advertisements, etc.? Anything that they need to announce? We have a screenshot competition in the Discord, which you can join in the cargoes document down in the description. That is finalizing on Wednesday. I'll be doing another stream. I have been trying to break in my new computer. It's had a little bit of foibles, but hopefully I'll be getting to a video schedule at some point in the not-so-distant future. And I can't remember what... There was a third thing that I wanted to mention, but I cannot remember what it was. So maybe I'll remember it later. Either way, it's probably some sort of server event doodad. And if nothing else is coming from anybody else, I have, of course, the penultimate segment, the latest train on Amtrak. Which, like I said, we have a lot more trains to choose from because we have a lot more trains.
Yay!
So, what are people's guesses?
Southbound Cardinal.
Southbound Cardinal. Good call.
Oh God.
Oh, wait a minute. Yep, there's a Southbound Cardinal.
Alright, I'm gonna put a guess on the northbound Coast Starlight because I had a hard time catching it a couple of days ago.
Okay. A couple of days ago, though. Okay.
It's a couple
Northbound
days
Coast
late.
Starlight, that's number 14. Actually, there are 2 of them on system right now. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Alright, who else? What else have we got?
Let's do the eastbound Lakeshore.
Eastbound Lakeshore Limited.
Lakeshore Drive the road.
I need to buy my tickets for that.
You up or
Yes,
down.
you do.
I'm gonna do that probably tonight, if not tomorrow.
Good.
From
Ooh.
Arizona
Wait a minute.
to
If that means we've got 9 people... Oh, wait, I have 10 COG tickets, so... Yeah, we'll be fine.
Puggers.
We will actually have 1 spare, possibly, so... We'll have to, like, pick someone off the street to take with us.
Get in, loser. We're going up Mount Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that including Gloria?
That is including Gloria, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
I need a girlfriend. Then that'd be the 10th person. Oh, wait.
Good luck, Godspeed. Alright, anyway,
I
come
hate
on,
to
do you
be-
have yours?
Northbound Texas Eagle.
Northbound Texas Eagle. Okay, let's start with that one. The Texas Eagle to Chicago is on time at Dallas, Texas.
What? Is there one in Chicago?
No.
God dang it. Okay.
There's another one coming south, but not north. Speaking of 2 going north, the Coast Starlight to Seattle is 55 minutes late at Albany, Oregon.
Hey.
Of course, not the latest train on Amtrak.
Yeah.
The Cardinal is almost to DC. It is 37 minutes late at Manassas, Virginia. Not the latest train on Amtrak. And the Lakeshore Limited, which one was it that you wanted, Jader?
The eastbound.
The eastbound. Okay, there are... there's only 1 on system. Wait, where's the other one? Eastbound. Is 448 not running today? I'm confused. Either way, sometimes they bus bridge it. There's one, it's 17 minutes late at Poughkeepsie. But that is it. Not the latest train on Amtrak. Let me look around real quick, because there are a couple of trains in the black. In fact, there are 3. One is the Silver Star to New York. It is 3 hours and 34 minutes late at Alexandria, Virginia.
Oof.
There is the City of New Orleans, which is just outside of New Orleans, but it's 3 hours and 18 minutes late. And finally, we have train number 5. If you're going to Winnemucca Mac, you're 6 hours and 20 minutes late on the
Woof.
California Zephyr.
Woof.
Yeah. It actually picked up that delay very slowly over the course of its entire run.
That's
Between
the
Chicago
worst.
and Naperville, it got knocked 30 minutes behind schedule, and it's just descended from there. It picked up the most delay. It picked up about 3 hours of delay between Denver and Fraser.
That's not 3 hours worth of delay territory. They must have been sighting somewhere for a long time.
Mm-hmm. They got wedged in the tunnel.
Yeah.
They got stuck.
Too much gorging in the dining car.
Meow. Thunk.
Yeah. Or the 2 large Ken dolls at the exit prevented them from leaving. Anyway,
The proposed Ken dolls.
the proposed Ken dolls. Well, they're still bachelors. They haven't been proposed to yet.
Mm.
I wanted to throw down... Yeah, okay, I'm actually going to use a piece of news for this because it's one of our quasi-locals for our terminations. And thanks a lot, formatting.
Oof.
That's better. Anyway, terminations. Starting with myself. I wrote Ellie by accident. 0. Do a perfect podcast. Thank you guys. The BL2s that were at the Saratoga and North Creek have left. I saw a picture of them in Selkirk Yard. They are on the way to the Hoosier Valley Railroad Museum. These are, in fact, the very engines from the...
Yo, two.
yeah, the BL-22! Oh my god!
Are they going to be painted in Monon scheme now?
I don't know. That's
That
a good
would-
question.
That'd be hot.
I quite like them in their current scheme, so I hope they don't change.
But
Anyway,
Yeah.
hold on.
Currently, there's also currently a Monon BL2 that runs, so
so there's going to be 3 of them.
Need
This is
more
getting out of
Monon.
hand.
Yeah.
more
Milky,
Monon.
what about you?
I just want to use my termination to pay my respects to Richard Samuels, owner, who unfortunately passed away. He was owner of the Oregon Pacific Railroad, Portland,
Oh,
and he's the reason why we have a little bit of the Portland Traction Company still with us today in terms of tracks. Yep, went from a model, a little wide-on model of their 100, which was or is an SW1, to owning the actual engine and the railroad.
that's what you call a successful phone.
Yeah.
Why, well, what is with the suspicious link? I accidentally cut it before we get to look at it, but this, I'm just mousing over this, and I am afraid to click on it.
I
All
don't
two
think
dot
it's
keys.
it's via Facebook, so it redirects you. But
Okay.
no, this isn't the right link at all.
No?
No,
Orphan puppies befriend a lonesome giant tortoise?
no. I mean that's also adorable, but the one that I was going on was there was a police dog puppy that was being sworn in, and he was like on the desk as they were doing the swearing in ceremony, and he took a little nap during the ceremony.
Oh.
That,
Well, that's
that was the one
adorable.
that I was drawing.
That's adorable, but
Maybe just
now-
don't include the link because I think that might be
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I will break
I
the
don't
link.
trust that link, really. Yeah, I don't trust that link.
Shouldn't have clicked it then. Uh-oh.
I clicked it
I
multiple
meant-
times.
I'm in danger.
There we go.
I'm in danger.
Alright, anyway, Kevon.
I was gonna say invest in Amcoin. Hold. It's the new cryptocurrency.
Oh god, is this the coins that they produced?
Yeah.
Yes.
I kind of wish I had snapped one up.
I got one. Pretty good.
Invest in
We
Amcoin.
can argue about Bitcoin cryptocurrencies another day.
I can show
No,
you my
no,
tutorial.
stupid. Obviously.
Dumb. Stupid.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Old man yells at cryptocurrency.
Back in my day.
We also got, as one of the bits, I just wanted to throw this out there because I'm filling in what the camera is for this week. We got given as a piece of news a grab bag. Thanks, Virtual Railfan, for not giving us a copyright strike when we use your cameras.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stephen West from Steam Locomotive. Thank you to all of you for, of course, coming on the show, and thank you to the audience for existing.
If any of you have managed to make it
All
this
two of
far.
them.
Yeah, all two of you. We love you. Thank you.
too.
Have a great day.
Bye.
I'm here for
Bye.
60 seconds in my sleep.